Get ready to experience a heightened spiritual journey with Mama King, the Divine Oracle. She offers a crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, and miraculous healing energy. Mama King uniquely embraces sensitivity and grace and assists with inner discovery to help you connect with your innermost self. As an anchor endowed with ancient Isis energy, she provides mentorship to help cultivate a win-win attitude and resilience needed to overcome obstacles. Turn pain into power with the High Priestess Mama King, and transform your experiences into opportunities for growth and self-discovery.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications to be reminded each time Mama King goes live or uploads another video. See ya in the comments.
Hey y'all, what's going on? Had to finish chewing up that celery. I forgot about my fast. It was I was supposed to break it at noon, and then forgot I had set this time for noon, so I had to get me something to eat so I can dig into this meat. We're gonna be discussing the Western 4B movement. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Let me know. I do have an article here I'm going to read just to recap, and anybody who watches the replay, well, if they don't have any insight, then they'll know something here. How do you pronounce? Allow? Do you say your name? Say your name. Say your name. I'm happy you're here too, my friend. Yami. How do I pronounce your name? I don't want to butcher it. I love your support. Someone else is watching also. I don't know what. Hiding in the dark. I hope you liked, commented, and subscribe. Watch the replay. Ilham. Am I saying it right? Ilham. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Unless you guys want to start with any questions, anything may be pressing for you real quick. We'll go ahead and get into this discussion. How do y'all feel about the Western 4B movement? Any thoughts, any opinions, or do you agree? Do you know what we're talking about? Let me see. I hope that background music isn't too much. If it is, let me know. I think it helps it when you have like quiet time. If they call it dead air. You don't know about the movement? Okay, great. So I can tell you. So let me share my screen and we'll read the article. We don't need the audio to read. So, can I see that? Yeah, you guys can see it. So, South Korea is the one. I feel like this is some ancient history that's coming back up. Okay. I don't know what y'all know about, or if you've been following along with the Great Cosmic Mother, but it speaks about our ancient history and how the women pretty much run the show. Okay. I feel like that's the way I don't know. I feel it feels really natural to me. So I'm going to get my thoughts on it for a moment, but we're going to go ahead and just get to the basics, the home, culture, and life here. This article is by theweek.com. What is South Korea's 4B movement and could it take off in the West? Believing Korean men beyond redemption, some women are swearing off them completely. So I don't know how this English is going to go. A movement that involves women opting out of dating, sex, having babies, and marriage with men is growing in popularity as South Korea's birth rate hits a record low. The 4B movement sounds like something out of a Greek drama, wrote Helen Coffey in The Independent. When the women band together to end the Peloponnesian War by going on a sex strike, but it is both real and happening in the 21st century. Didn't that happen in something like that Shy movie or something like that? Some movie about that here in America about the women shutting down, closing the leg to get the men to stop fighting each other and killing each other or something like that. Well, anyway, the movement reportedly began in South Korea in 2019. The core beliefs are four no rules: no sex, no childbirth, no dating, and no marriage with men. In Korean, the four words begin with by home, by kuklasan, by yinonini, and biyachugi. Okay, if you speak Japanese or Korean, I'm sorry if I butchered that, but I should have went to Korea. I was stationed to go to Korea when I got out of when I got out of AIT, when I got out of when I was in the military in the army. I was supposed to go to South Korea, but you know what I ended up doing? I ended up marrying my first husband just out of the blue. We just went off and got paid one day and went down to the Augusta courthouse. What is the name of that county? I was at Richmond County courthouse in Augusta and got married. You know, just then I had to go to Germany because I was now a couple. But anyway, that's ironic. So anyway, to get back to the point, it means women aren't fighting the patriarchy but leaving it behind entirely, and spring from a number of previous online movements, including the Escape the Corset movement that called for women to liberate themselves from sexual, social, bodily, and psychological oppression, and South Korea's hashtag Me Too movement. So the 4B community has provided a refuge for Korean women, but it is unclear how widespread or popular it is, given its fluid online and offline nature and its evolution over the years, said The Cut. The article estimated 50,000 adherents, but others have put the movement's number at fewer than 5,000. I also heard that it's probably not a safe thing to let someone know that, or especially a man, to know that you are part of this movement. If you are, just do it silently. Okay, so we're just gathering information. We're comparing this lifestyle to that of what American women seem to be wanting to indulge in. I should have looked up some of the we'll do that later as we get into the conversation. So the lifestyle might sound extreme, said Coffee, but the country's incidence of intimate partner violence was found to be 41.5% in a 2016 survey compared to a global average of 30%. So it perhaps feels more of a proportionate response in that first glance. South Korea's gender pay gap is the largest in the developed world. Women earn 31% less than men, almost triple the average of 11.6% across comparable countries. Women in Korea are generally expected to defer to their fathers and to adhere to rigid beauty standards, said The Cut. In the view of 4B followers, Korean men are essentially beyond redemption. Okay. And Korean culture on the whole is hopelessly patriarchal, often downright misogynistic. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't go to Korea. Things happen for a reason, right? So, how might it grow and spread? Could 4B become a global phenomenon and take off in the UK? Wondered Coffee. There is a precedent for women opting out of heterosexual relationships as a political act here. The first wave feminists of the 1870s to the early 1900s often rejected the idea of marrying men and having children in favor of living with other women, said Coffey. And the same was true of certain radical groups of second wave feminists in the 1960s and 1970s. Although there's little evidence that British women will follow in 4B's footsteps as women's education levels, financial independence, and sense of agency continues to increase, and it will. So does the likelihood that they won't settle for just playing a domestic role for a partner who doesn't meet their expectations. So it may not be 4B that grows in Britain, but unless something changes, the consequences might not be so different down the line. Okay, so maybe this is about, celibacy. Um, I've been celibate they say celibacy is about religion, which I feel like that's what I'm doing because, coming up on my spiritual gifts that are part of my North Node energy, I feel like it calls for me to be celibate. I think that's a personal choice. It's been, oh my God, how long has it been? 6 years. And I don't miss it at all because of all the time and energy I put into myself, which is what I always try to, my spirit guides, my ancestors try to tell me this years ago before I got deep into, I was in an abusive relationship. And they were trying to tell me, to separate and just put all the energy that I was giving out to others to give it to myself, all that attention and all that stuff. So a year, how you feel? Is it for the same reason? Or I mean, I guess celibacy is a choice to me. Being abstinent, they say that it's a difference, but I don't think so. Let me look it up and see. To me, it's the same thing. You're not engaging. Abstinence is the act of practice or practice of refraining from indulging an appetite or a desire, especially for alcoholic drinks or sexual intercourse. I forgot about drinking. 19 years abusive relationship. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no reason why you resonate over here. I mean, I had not even realizing that I was being abused by the patriarchy since the day I got here. Okay, since the day I got on this earth, and then just being led off into one abusive relationship after another. The act or practice of abstaining, voluntary forbearance of any action, especially the refraining from an indulgence of appetite. So I guess abstinence would be like if you're healing from some sort of sexual abuse or something like that. Oh, that's good. 13 and 14. I remember those. Boys, girls, what? Um, wow, 19 years. That's a long time, ain't it? So you feel this 4B? Are you like I said, it's probably not a safe thing to speak out loud. If you're a part of that movement, just live your life and move accordingly. Always work in silence. One boy, one girl. That's what's up. I think it's just always best to move in silence whenever you're doing things to protect yourself. I just feel like when you carry that energy of self-care within you, wherever you go, I feel like it adds an extra layer of protection of people even trying you, or even you being in the energy of drawing any sort of negative actions or tragedies to you. That's why it's always good to clear your energy, take note of what your body could be holding on to. Okay. Before I came on, I started thinking about my what do you call it? I have a scoliosis, this curvature of my spine. because it's been giving me a lot of pain lately. So that's a point in your body that could hold a lot of stress and trauma. Any part of your body, actually. But, that's what I've hit on here, doing a body scan and things like that, and recognizing what feels good and what doesn't. But holding all that abuse and pressure and stress in your body as you start to heal does tend to release, okay? And you have to learn how to alchemize that energy and turn it for your good. Whether or not men separate from or women separate from men in the United States, I think it'll happen to a degree. Um, until we all heal. I guess everybody go to the corner, right? Especially when I'm feeling vulnerable. Yeah. Um, I don't know. People seem to think that solving your problems, for a long term is something quick and fast. Sometimes it can be, especially when you're getting downloads or some sort of epiphany. But all that is a turning point for you to do something different or for something or to open up to a change. But we do have to be in balance here mentally. Now I'm trying to get in balance physically, and it's so painful. And now I'm 54 years old, so I really have to watch it. And once you start once you start, once you hit 30, you really got to pay attention to what your body's dealing with. Okay. Always be gentle and nurturing. It's like this. For self-care, try loving and nurturing yourself as you would your children or your child. Yeah, your children or your child. You got children, 45. That's good. I like that. I wish I was 45 again. What was I doing at 45? Trying to figure shit out. I wish I had met somebody like me. I had a lot of leaders and preachers and so-called spiritual teachers around me, but even as friends, and they weren't doing nothing to help me. They could see I was struggling too, and I felt like we were on the same kind of level spiritually, but now that I know a little better, no, it wasn't the same. Okay. For self-care, try loving and nurturing yourself as you do your children or our pets, and we have to think about that. Yeah. We start ignoring ourselves first. You have to put yourself first. That's what the religion teaches you, at least Christianity as a religion teaches you to put others first. And some patriarchy energy with the whole Christianity thing, the whole history of it is violence. Partnerships, once you have decided to walk your path in partnership, you must put the relationship first. And to me, that could be with someone else, okay, especially with, maybe men and women stepping back and looking at how we relate to each other. But your first partnership will be with yourself and your purpose. Even before your children, you got to put that first because it's going to benefit them in the end once you do work on that relationship with yourself and your past. Okay. Present and your future is all you. Yeah, it does feel lonely until you realize that there are people out there that do resonate with you. It may not be a whole lot. It may not be, in any sort of physical close proximity, but they are there. And that's all you need to focus on is that energetic partnership. Okay. So that somebody, girl, I'm ready to start crying. That somebody's thinking about you. Okay. Because you done been there and done that. You're not the only one. People put up a lot of fronts. You got a lot of people walking around pretending like they're happy, I guess, and then resisting any sort of change. And it's usually because you're holding on to some trauma. You like to believe so. Understanding why you resist what you have to do is a crucial part of the creative process. How long did I resist? Because I can sit back and think about all the times I heard small voices in my mind, like, get up and take yourself to the movies. I like to go to the movies, but there was a problem with him going with me. But if I ever went out by myself, I was always accused of messing around. But all I was only wanting to do is just be able to think on my own and try to separate myself. And this is what we have to do energetically. If you can't physically, you can energetically separate yourself from someone else's binds or hold on you, especially when you are in a abusive relationship, because of the grooming and the Stockholm syndrome and the familiarity and being comfortable. Uh-huh. I feel aside from shadow work, a cleanse is needed in and out. Oh, absolutely. Um, that's why I've been doing the fasting. I had to do something because I was exercising, but I wasn't really changing my diet. And then getting older, that's definitely something. Then bringing up this scoliosis, I have to be careful about inflammation because I'm like, it's really getting ridiculous. Okay, allergies start popping up the older you get. Okay, um, you got to keep moving, and then this back sometimes it just makes my whole body tingle where I don't even know how I'm standing it. And then, understanding the centers, how energy centers work, the chakra systems, the chakra points, and just getting to know the human body, getting to know myself and how it's connected to our spirituality and our past and our emotions, and even how we deal with other people, the opposite sex. Maybe even just making light of this 4B movement will help us take apart everybody's role in this discouraging or disparaging trauma that we're dealing with. Because, I had to stop watching those shows or those channels that are carrying the stories about the men taking the lives of all the women and all things. Some of them are repeats and things like that, but it's just too much. I mean, has anybody stopped to think about what we're doing? Because usually people who take you out and hurt you are the people who are the closest to you, and that would be your people. My body is forcing my fast as I do the work. Yeah, yeah. And your appetite does change. So I guess the abstinence from everything and then adding things back in slowly, carefully, will help you. I think that's how doctors figure out what you're allergic to. Um, just by eliminating. That's what they told us how to do. I don't know if my children had any allergies, but that's why they tell you to introduce food to your children like one at a time, just in case they have allergies. And it's the same thing, same way we should think about what we consume and what we digest, and of course what we put out. It has so much. When you think about all the power and the actual control that we do have over the forces outside, even outside of us, as long as we force, of course, gain control of what our own energy and what we have inside of us, and then it begins to be a natural thing to where it doesn't hurt so much anymore. Like the appetite with the food and stuff has definitely changed. Okay, last night I had a really peaceful rest. I think I stretched and meditated intentionally and did nothing else before I went to bed. Just straight to sleep. I woke up it was beautiful. It was good energy, light energy. It's been raining all day. We're in tornado watches and stuff like that, but I'm cool. I use much discernment with what I take in. I don't watch television, and I'm careful with what I watch on YouTube, and no social media, including Facebook and Instagram for now. That's good. Yeah, social media detox, or at least, just keeping things at a minimum. Because I know a lot of people use, social media and things like that for income and as their job, but it doesn't mean you have to indulge in it. It's just do what you got to do. Put out good information, good things for people to consume if they are spending a lot of time on social media, or the time if people have cut back, like you say. Um, that's why I like to put out good stuff. If I'm going to put anything out, put something on that's going to help you. if you are strolling or what do they call it? Trolling. But the trolls don't pay too much to what you say, right? But it's just the energy, the positivity. Okay. But yeah, it's a good idea. I do that myself too every once in a while. Like I'll just post and then not watch social media. I'll just go read or do something else or work out or something and just not think about it too much. Um, I don't know. You could be in the energy of being stuck in a dream, or maybe somebody could feel like a piece of them may be stuck somewhere. And this would be someone who's maybe there is some sort of vision or something that you're resisting, or someone could be resisting that could be watching the replay, connecting to your intuitive dream world of metaphors and symbols. That's why I was speaking about dreams, because that's where it starts, and it's always that still small voice. It's the metaphors and the symbols in your dreams and your visions. Um, I know when I started back in 2016, when I really started getting in touch with my intuition and tapping into those gifts and recognizing what the difference was between spirituality, church, and all that stuff. Um, um, I started having lucid dreams and very vivid visions while I was awake. Okay, so I was opening up to that. And I also stopped smoking and all that stuff. I was working. I just started working at a factory. So I could have been in a trance with all the machines going on and stuff like that. So you barely dream. Um, I just, I just, I have got some oil, some dream oil prepared, and that's what I used last night because it was my first night to test it. To test it for myself before I would offer it to anyone else. But um, I did. How do I say it? Procure, create a dream oil. I had a dream oil on my altar, okay, and it's ready. And you sleep. You maybe just I don't know. Some people don't dream. I guess it depends on. It just depends. Do you want to dream? Um, are you opening up? Are you just closed off? Are you really rested when you wake up? Um, it just helped me to connect. Used to a lot. Your intuition could be blocked in that way, or your intuition could be a hold on it or something, just from recovering from any sort of you know trauma, mental trauma, emotional trauma. But yeah, I'm gonna try it again tonight and see if I get the same effect. I'm gonna follow the steps that I took before I laid down and went to sleep. You clear your mind and meditate and things like that. And I mean, I was now that I when I woke up, I was at very much peace. I don't remember if I dreamt anything. It usually will come out in my readings. You might do you get cards? You might want to try use some oracle cards. If you read tarot, get your own decks, and that could help you, especially the oracle, because then it can just explain things to you. When you wake up in the morning, if you feel like you don't have any dreams, and you want to find out what's going on, um, shoot, as above, so below, as within, so without. There would be some steps that you can intentionally take to help you dream, or to at least get some energy going to where you're in a state of, unblocking your intuition. You could just be holding on to some sort of trauma or stress that's not letting things come through. I'm going to get a brief oracle here for you. Let's tap into the energy of your dreams, intuition. Yeah, there's wounds here. So you could have I'm sure you did, lacked support from the past. And this is causing you to have some issues with low self-esteem, and could be blocking your intuition. I don't know how. I'd love to learn cards. Just get I started out with the oracle deck, and just read the book that comes with it. Just get whatever resonates with you. You don't have to spend a lot of money either. You can just shoot. Amazon has some cheap decks. A lot of them are, but they're good. A lot of them are reproductions of bigger decks, I think. But you don't have to spend a lot of money on them. But it at least help you. You know, you got to figure out what you're thinking. You got to get your mind unblocked. Okay, because especially when you suffer through some sort of physical or emotional abuse, you're used to thinking one way. You're used to not thinking. Okay, you're used to being controlled. So, and to keep from getting caught up in someone else's fantasy or someone else's illusion, it's good to know where your energy is, whether it's negative or positive. Then you're going to know how to operate. You're going to know if you're going to make sure things are coming from within you and you're not being thrown off somewhere. Okay. But yeah, just get you a deck, oracle cards, or whatever resonates with you, and just focus on that and your own healing. And also, when you tap into other readings and other information, that'll help you discern, who's bullshitting you and who's being straight up and true. Okay, because you're going to get confirmations. These are going to be things that you already know internally, or if you are questioned or led to a proper answer, you're going to know if it's the truth. Okay, without anybody. You don't have to back it up. You're the backup. Okay. You're the authenticator of your truth and what you're hearing. All right. And hopefully we'll get others to, speak the truth and not intentionally get folks confused. Now, sometimes people can get confused, but it just might not be your message, or you're not listening, or it doesn't pertain to you. So don't let confusion get you caught off guard or make you misstep or feel like you've lost or something. Just go back to 0 point. And then that way you'll be led true. Your soul won't lead you wrong. Your soul won't. And that's where your trust lies. That's a hermit Virgo energy. Okay. So thank you for joining me. Let me say your name right. Ilham. Mm-hmm. Where do you live? Where are you from? Connecticut. Oh, wow. Okay, good. You're in the States. Up north. That's what we say in Indiana, up north. Yeah, divine gratitude to you also. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the support. And so we're going to go ahead and close now. And I hope this helped. All right. You do have support here energetically. I do pray for my collective. I try to keep things on a positive vibe as much as possible by also remaining wise, okay, and not ignorant of the things that are around us or going on around us and in the world. And I do these readings because I care. I care about myself, and I also care about those around me in the world and my grandchildren and my descendants will have to live in. Okay, I'm creating this for them. That they're able to live in peace and harmony, will not have to suffer through the things that we have, especially childhood abuse, abuse as an adult in a relationship and marriages and with people that we supposedly, go to for trust and protection and, for our foundation. So I want to help change those things, and to make that change, we have to be that. All right. Not be more and better than everyone else. Just be who you are in your space, because we all have a lane. We all have a reason and a purpose for being here. Take that to the bank. So I do appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for stopping by. Y'all stay blessed and grounded, and I'll see you later.
Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost.